The cicatrix? Yes, I did. The cicatrix of the skin. And that is due to what? That is due to burns. And what are the burns due to? Well, there was certain structure beneath the skin which was undamaged. And was there an operation done? Yes, there was. What was the operation? It was an excision of the cicatricial skin lesion. Use of split thickness or full thickness skin graft and removal of excess scar tissue and eschar replacement by covering area with either half of the full thickness of the skin removed by a knife or dermatome. Doctor, the skin of the neck was examined, was it? Yes, as well as the chin or cheek. And was there a contracture from eschar of old burns or injuries? Yes, reconstruction operation. The first stage was the preparation of the pedicle or Gillies tube flap. The second stage was the excision of the scar. The third was the coverage of the denuded area with pedicle. And the third stage was the removal of the pedicle. Doctor, was the skin and subcutaneous tissue from donor area raised and the pedicle tubed? Yes, it was tubed. And that means a removal of the deep scar? Yes, the distal end of the pedicle severed and sutured into the defect with the pedicle still attached. Was the pedicle, doctor, opened and returned to the donor area? Yes, it was. And was something done? Yes, a Z-plasty was done. That is a defect corrected by what? It is corrected by using sliding flaps of skin. And doctor, a mastotomy with drainage is what? It is the surgical opening and evacuation of abscess. The insertion of drain is also an element. And radical mastectomy? Well, fixation of a pendulous breast. Doctor, what is augmentation mammoplasty of the underdeveloped breast? It is an implantation of a Cronin silicone prosthesis in a retromammary pocket. And doctor, the partial exclusion of the mammary tissue? Yes, the high fixation of the breast. Doctor, was there any osseous tissue in the bone? Yes, the hardest type of connective tissue which provides a supporting framework for the body was the osseous tissue. And the bone marrow is what? It is the medulla. And is it a soft central part of the bone? Yes, the red marrow. It fills cancellous bone and manufactures red blood cells and hemoglobin. What about yellow marrow, doctor? Yellow marrow fills the medullary cavity and contains fat cells. Are the cancellous bone the spongy bone? Yes, they are. It is within the interspace. And the compact bone is cortex of bone. It is solid bone, rich in calcium. And what is diaphysis? Diaphysis is the shaft of the long bone. And the endosteum? The endosteum is the membrane lining the walls of the medullary cavity. Doctor, what is the epiphysis? The epiphysis is the extremity of long bones and center of ossification bone. And the matrix of the bone? It is a collagenous fiber and a ground substance in which calcium is deposited. Doctor, what is the medullary cavity? The medullary cavity is the marrow-filled cavity within the shaft of the long bones. And ossification? Ossification is bone formation. And osteoblasts? Osteoblasts are bone-forming cells. And osteoclasts? Osteoclasts, bone-absorbing cells. How about osteocytes, doctor? The bone cells lying in lacunae within intercellular substance. What is the periosteum? The periosteum is the outer lining of the bone. And the trabeculae are the slender spicules or anastomosing bars of spongy bone. Doctor, what is the bony prominence of the upper extremity called? It is the trabeculae, that is, of the spongy bone. And the trochanter? The trochanter is the bony prominence of the upper extremity of the femur below the femoral neck. Doctor, what is diagnostic terms? It is avascular necrosis of the bone.